नमस्कार दोस्तों, आप सभी का फिर से स्वागत है। आप देख रहे हैं eISL powered by Coca-Cola. Again, a huge shout out to our esports partners Nordwind Gaming and our platform partners PlayStation. हम आ चुके हैं हमारे आज के मैचअप नंबर 2 के तरफ. Again, this is going to be a really big showdown that we are talking about. And चलिए स्केड्यूल की तरफ ही नजर डाल देते हैं to find the teams that are going to be playing. Yes, I'm talking about Bengaluru FC going up against Chennai FC. And Azim, what's even more interesting are the players. You know, the top four that we can ask for the top echelon. Clashing
Yeah.
it amongst each other. It's the battle amongst the Titans.
Yeah, of course we know. I mean, what else is there to say about Saraj? And he's just an absolutely excellent all-round player. Maybe he wasn't at the top of his game in his first game. I think he had a few issues moving between different platform controllers. But Sagnik, Varsi also have been in great form. Varsi, of course, will be on a massive high after that incredible, comeback that he had against Bindratej. And yeah, looking forward to this one.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that one match still always runs through my head like a reel over there. But now let's take a look at what the players have to say going in for an exclusive footage at them.
My name is Shagnik Banerjee. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Kolkata.
I am Amanuddin. I am 20 years old. I am from Dehradun,
I'll be representing.
Bangalore FC.
Obviously, I love the game like everyone loves football. Like
It started like every other game out there.
that's where the passion comes from.
Some of our friends told me you play really well and you should go out and try in a tournament, and it all started from there.
Bangalore FC has always been one of my favorite clubs in the ISL. They have Sunil Chhetri, who is probably India's greatest player of all time.
And I think they're the favorites to win this year as well.
Yeah, I'm really confident. I think I'm going to win.
Look out for us.
Hi, I'm Naveen. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Chennai.
I'm Saransh. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Pune and I'll be representing Chennai FC. I've been playing competitive FIFA for 4 years now.
The passion for the game started since 2010.
Having played multiple tournaments internationally, I'm really happy that we have gotten this opportunity to play in the ISL.
I used to play a lot of FIFA with my brother, so since then this is a big opportunity for me to represent Chennai FC in such a big stage.
I'm really honored to be representing them.
Definitely I'm going to win this tournament for sure. My partner is a strong partner. We together will be a strong force to any other opponent.
I know the Chennai fans are really passionate about football and I hope they are about FIFA as well.
I want you to cheer us throughout the tournament.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, the legends have certainly spoken, and Azim, I think I'm just getting restless कि जल्द से जल्द गेम के अंदर जाऊं because जो first showdown है, that is very difficult to describe or rather even speculate. Shagnik going up against Aran Jain, this is it, right? This is what the fans have been waiting for, which could potentially also be our finals tie.
Yeah, Bengaluru FC, of course, fresh from getting a complete whitewash of 80k MB, who've had a bit of a difficult start to the season so far. Very close to getting a draw out of the last game. But 3-0 coming in from there, the confidence is high. But Saransh and I'm sorry, who was it? Naveen,
Yeah.
my bad. Saransh and Naveen have both looked pretty chill in their first game. So Naveen had a bit of a struggle, but they came through, made it happen when it counted, and both teams right now probably sitting on top of the tables and going to be a great encounter.
Oh, definitely. And even we did have a talk with Naveen and Saransh the other day. So they were certainly saying about the nerves being a factor. And even Lokman, had the same opinion. Naveen was a little bit feeling the land pressure going up against Varsi. who's certainly well adept at that. He knows how to play with the opponent's mind. And today we're
Yeah,
gonna witness nothing less. But again, this is about Sagnik going up against
yeah.
Saransh. Again, two of the best players that the Indian FIFA community has to offer are battling it out so early. And well, this is not the first time, or this is
Already
not just
kicked
the
off.
only time. And there you have, we've kicked off with the game, and Bengaluru FC going up against Chennai FC. The first game finally online.
Yeah, and very nice. I think we're seeing Bengaluru FC's home jersey for the first time. Very similar in many respects to the FC Barcelona jersey, and quite similar, quite not that much of a coincidence. Ki FCB or BFC, तीनों के letters are exactly the same. And interesting that I think again Saranch has decided that he wants Laurent Blanc in that defense, or is it Laurent Blanc? I see a new face. Oh, it is Blanc, and in fact Laurent Blanc in midfield, which is quite an interesting pick. So let's see how that works out.
Oh, definitely. We've got to see. But, as things are right now, we've got Saranch again trying to pick up the pace, getting that pass on towards Ronaldo,
Yeah.
who's trying
Oh,
to
he
search for an
had the
opening.
opportunity. Yeah, he had the opening over there. In fact, decided not to attempt the pass, and Shagnik can start rebuilding again. But very, this is really a clash of the titans. Gets through over there. A bit of a mistake defensively by Saranch, and now with Cruyff on the left wing, but a great recovery from Saranch. You'd expect no less, and quite end to end at this moment in the first 10 minutes. No goals yet, but Chennai and FC probably coming the closest out of the lot.
Oh, definitely they are. And, I think Shagnik has done a fairly decent job at, keeping Saranch at bay. He's building up his own attack with
Yeah,
Mbappe still waiting for that pass,
yeah.
that
He's
much needed
spamming those
one.
short fakes, trying to create an opportunity, trying to, doing it not once but twice, trying to mess with Saranch's head just a little bit. And here we see Pele on the ball, unfortunately offside.
Yeah, and that's not the kind of a play that Bengaluru FC or would be hoping for, but still it's happened, and we've seen this happen to the best of the players, and quite unfortunate though. But again, this match being pretty much even Steven right off the start, and 16 minutes pass by, no goals have been scored yet. Usually these are the two players that like to score early on, then try to keep their calm demeanor and score towards the
Yeah,
very end. But again, for Shagnik, it's going to be really important to hold Saranch off in the second half, because that is where
yeah.
this man really gets deadly.
Yeah, of course. And right now, I think he's offside again. Lots of offside calls happening early in the game, and I think this game does take on a little bit more significance. Bengaluru FC versus Chennai FC, because this is probably the closest thing that we have to a derby match, because you could say that it is the Tamil Nadu derby. So very interesting aspect over here.
Oh yeah, even that kind of when you sort of neighbors, this rivalry definitely is going to be more than personal over here. But the players,
Yeah.
still trying to live up to the hopes of their organization owners over here. But right now, Pele trying to enter into the D box area, but certainly have done that, but
Yeah.
not really cleanly. That was a rather cheeky way to do. But Saran
Yeah.
still managing to read Shagnik pretty well, and has fended off the attack and is now on to
And
his
he's
own.
got the ball in behind, definitely onside this time. Will he go for the chip? No, he should have gone for the chip over there. Saranch will be kicking himself a little bit. But I have to say, both players, even though it's 0-0 right now, although there is a mistake, I was just about to say there have been no mistakes made. And
Oh,
somehow, oh
is
my
that
God, it's an
a
own goal. Can you believe that?
goal?
That is so desperately unlucky for Sagnik. He had done the hard part by stopping that shot going in, but very unlucky for him.
Aye, aye, aye. This was so unfortunate. I mean, that last moment tackle, that was not intended to have the ball go the back of the net, but it certainly could have been avoided. I'm pretty sure when he goes over his wards, he's definitely going to realize, yeah, I messed that one up. But I'm pretty sure that he needs to get back to his senses at this moment, because Azim, let's be honest, after you let go of such a goal and you've been holding on for quite some time, that's gonna be affecting your mentality a little bit.
Yeah, as I think we see another offside there. No, it's not offside this time. Sagnik's build-up play has actually been quite fine. I think Saranch has been able to defend very effectively so far. And it all it takes is, one mistake, one lapse in concentration, and Sagnik could be in. But of course, I mean, this is Saranch we're talking about. This is a guy who's won the virtual Bundesliga. He's played in tournaments in India, Singapore, Germany, Maldives. He's been around the block, so he's played with the absolute best of the best that this world has to offer in terms of FIFA competition. So Sagnik has his work cut out. He has made the opening goal. Oh,
Oh,
that's beautifully worked. And unfortunately for him, it is saved with those giant gloves of Gigi Donnarumma.
oh, that was so close, man. I mean, had that gone in, that would have literally been a smack on the face of Saranch because that goal was really well built up, almost. Getting at the back of the nets. But this time, Saranch being really vigilant, he's got his keepers on,
Yeah.
everyone in a pristine form. But Cruyff trying to
Yeah,
build up an
let's
attack this time
see
from the
what he
left
can. Oh,
wing,
that's
and there you
brilliantly
go,
worked. That
beautiful
is
shot.
brilliant. That cutback seemed next to impossible for it to make, but he had the vision. He just trusted himself. He said, "Okay, I'm just going to fire that cross in, and hopefully it's going to reach Pele at the back post." That's brilliantly worked. No answer to that, and deservedly back level 1-1. I think Shagnik has been he's been playing really well and cracking game so far. Like both players playing a really, really high level, and I don't think we expected anything less.
Oh, it's a cutthroat competition right now, both these players neck to neck, and nothing really differentiating. Certain moments you think, yes, Ranch is the most, is the experienced daddy on the block, but then you've got Shagnik, who's not really shying away. He's going at the face of Saranch, and that's what I really like about him. He's not, the goal that he just scored was so clean, right? He knew
Yeah,
exactly what he was doing. The players he possession, that was a really sharp eye, and he just knew that he could pull it off, in comparison to the goal from Saranch's side, which was rather just too
yeah,
cheeky, because the shot he had taken, well, of course, Shagnik could have done better instead of just not going for that sliding tackle towards the end. But still, Saranch, he has been struggling a little bit lately, but
oh
this
yeah,
is where it all ends.
yeah,
Is it a
and
penalty?
well worked over there. I
Oh,
don't
no, I
think
don't
that's a
think so.
penalty. I think that's half time actually.
Okay.
He was close over there. He did have the just for a fraction of a second, that just opened up like Moses and the Dead Sea. Just somehow the waves parted, and there was a route to goal, but he just didn't see it. As yeah, I think a little bit of analysis, not of the game, but of the Diet Coke can on the side that Naveen is doing over there.
Yeah.
Perhaps wanting the regular full taste Coke for a little bit of sugar high at this moment.
Yeah, he's of the opinion, I do not need to get slim, I'm already looking sharp. I've got a lot of ladies around me, so I've got a lot of tension built up. So right now, he's gonna want that original Coca-Cola, and Saransh is just too focused on the game to bother
Yeah,
about anything else happening around him. He
yeah,
knows. To be honest, well, Azim over here, I really feel that Bengaluru FC have been having the upper side, right? Because Sagnik has been building
yeah,
so much attack. But this is the half where, Chennai FC start getting really deadly. This is where Saranch is at his, deepest. He loves to, shine around. But what we have not really seen him go really flamboyant, right? The way he loves to,
yeah.
pull off all those skill moves over. He's been playing a pretty simple football, simple textbook of football up until now.
Yeah, and I think some a part of that you have to compliment Sagnik as well. I think his defense has been, apart from that one small lapse, his defense has been very, very solid. And he's taken his time in an attack, not done stupid things. He's making the right decisions all the time. There you go. He's shifting him around all throughout, like making Saranch like move side to side. And this time, unfortunately, couldn't get that trick to work. And this now Saranch could be in if he goes for the through ball. Decided against it, finds another opportunity. Oh, that's a
Oh,
great turn. He's in this time. He's using Ronaldo. Lovely little ball roll. And he goes for the finesse on the left foot. Maybe not the best option to take over there, but he does have a corner.
Oh wow! Just when we were thinking, no, he's not been doing all his skill moves over there. There he goes, creating such a brilliant chance. And this is what I was talking about when I said he gets really deadly towards the second half. This is where we are seeing the classic Saranch pop off. But again, now
Yeah.
Saknik, he's made that
Yeah,
really
he's got
mad dash from the
Mbappe
right
down
wing.
in behind. What's he gonna do? No, just
Oh,
going for the. I think Saransh read that very early. Like he could see exactly what Sagnik was planning to do, and now it is a bit of an overload. This time it's 2v2, 3v3 now in the box, but he does have Mbappe open. Again, Sagnik's defensive positioning has been very solid. Like he's remained compact, not giving Saranch a lot of opportunity to breathe, flex his muscles. Again, just reading the game correctly, knowing where Saranch is going to do the pass. But now that turn, and oh my goodness, that looked like it was on its way into the top corner.
oh boy, things are definitely getting heated up. Both scoring each a piece, and now still waiting for that winner from both the sides. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a really close affair, Azim. The way these players
Yeah,
have been playing it out, as a pause has been taken. Of course, a few tips here and there from, well, of course, Varsi's side. And and Naveen does not care. He
yeah,
just wants his coke. He's like he know. Saranch is pretty much the man who knows what he has to do at this point, and
yeah.
I'll just be on the sidelines just to watch and wait for my game to come up against Warsi, because that's going to be also a really tough affair.
Yeah, and I think a bit of a subtle change there from Saranch. I do think he has now moved Laurent Blanc back, but does he have the pace to come back?
Oh,
Oh, that's a
that
terrible
was a
pass.
giveaway.
Sagne can't believe it. He's laughing at himself there in the player cam. He cannot believe that that pass hasn't worked out for him, and now Saranch could capitalize. It's very important for him to defend this, and defend it he does all over Pele, just absolutely mauling him over there. No respect for the great, and we do see Saranch has now got Frankie De Jong on for maybe a little bit more passing ability. And yeah, defensively, both teams looking very solid, very, very solid.
We're still yet to find gaps, and Sagnik has been making those little mistakes, and these little mistakes might just cost him the game, right? I think that was a potential chance out there, the little giveaway of the pass that he had, and he certainly could have done better. And most of the game, the first half he was dominant. Second half we're having a different story altogether. Saranch with
Yeah.
those beautiful build-ups, but again, Sagnik no
Ooh, foul
less in
there.
his defense. Yeah.
Yeah, the foul over there. I felt maybe just slightly harsh that one because I really felt it was a good aggressive win by Sagnik, and it's a giveaway again from Saranj. This time now he needs to play that through ball. He needs to play it early. He has done it. He's got Pele in. Now does he have the finish? Is he going to complicate it? He doesn't, and still has possession. Now it's about getting the right pass, which unfortunately he does not.
I really feel, Saransh has got a good read of what Sagnik is trying to do, and that certainly comes with experience every single time. Sagnik went for that, lob through pass, and well, Saransh was there just to figure it out. But now Saransh is on an attack of his own, and Pele having control over the ball. We're yet to see pass coming out from the
Yeah,
legend
he's
himself.
trying to win that one-on-one battle so that opens up space, and you can see Shaknik being very tight to him. And again, this time he's found that space, and this should be a goal. Oh, he overcomplicates it. He did overcomplicate it. He had the shot on the right foot, decided to do a turn twice and go on the left foot. I think we see Shagnik is now making a pause. Varsi giving him some advice on the side, which I think he seems to be taking.
Yeah, I think this is what comes, the camaraderie that has been built up, and this is one of the most balanced team, I must say. Bengaluru FC. Both these players, they're so prolific, they're so good at what they do, and having so much experience at those LAN events where it all matters. They both are very well adept to handle pressure, and that is exactly what they're doing. And again, Saranch being the mammoth that he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a late minute if he scores a late minute winner, because that is what
Yeah.
again he is infamous for. And so Saknik, again, he's been keeping him at bay, but I'm really anticipating maybe a shocker coming out from Saknik's side with a goal of his own.
Yeah, it's quite possible. He has made three changes, a couple of interesting ones. Again, we get to see another new icon. He's got Marcel Desailly, of course, the French legend, into his defense in place of Maldini. think maybe he found his defenders are a bit tired, or he wants a little bit more pace. He does have Ginola, who has that 5-star weak foot. And he's got Eusebio, again, very well defended. Sagnik, I think Saraj maybe would have asked for a penalty over there, but nothing doing. And now it's clutch time, right? Now it's the last few minutes. Who can hold their nerve? It's just now about holding your nerve.
Definitely, you've got to make the least of mistakes, and Saransh has been trying to build up the attack from the right wing so much with Pele that Sagnik certainly seems to have read through all his tactics like a clear water over there as Mbappe. Well, he is trying to build the attack this time from the left wing.
Yeah.
However, is he going to succeed? Though he's still waiting for that beautiful
He's
pass.
got now Pele. He's also brought Eusebio on in the middle and does use him over there very briefly. What's he going to do now? It's just about the element of surprise. You got to do something that you haven't done all game, that your opponent can't predict. And slightly overexposed on defense over there. Now it's about, can he cover? And that is the goal. Saraj gets the winner. That is clutch to the max. It's Ginola with that 5-star weak foot. Ball in off the post, off the woodwork, and bit of a sucker punch there for Sagnik, who's probably been, for me, maybe just edged the game for Bengaluru FC, but Chennai FC now have the lead and pretty much no time to respond. That's almost the last kick of the game, and that was a frantic last few minutes.
Yeah, even Saransh is completely not happy with himself, but of course he secured that win. He knows he could have done better, but again, props to Sagnik for putting up such a beautiful fight. And towards the end, like we said, right, we were in for a really close encounter between these two, and Sagnik seems to have edged. Saransh seems to have edged past by, and there is that sly little smile coming out from the face of a champion. That Saransh is, who's finally managed to beat Sagnik 2-1. And this is where, it's going to bite Sagnik, right? Had he not conceded that first goal, things could have been completely different. But again, we still have one more matchup, and that is also going to be a banger. A matchup between Varsi going up against Naveen, two of another, big players in the FIFA industry that India has to offer right now. But wow, what a start for this series altogether, Zeeb.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of the. I mean, it hasn't been one of those high-scoring epics, but as a pure, as a purist, I think to just watch the skills on display, to just watch the composure, the ability in both attack and defense, it was a classic game of cat and mouse. It just boiled down really to that one mistake. I think Sagnik over there overextended, thought he could, maybe win that ball and get his own counter attack.
This is it.
And again, I think Marquinhos has been a bit of a curse for him in this game, because it was Marquinhos with the own goal and Marquinhos with the last minute tackle as well. And that is what opened it all up for Saransh to get that win.
It's so disheartening, to be honest, because Sagnik for the majority of the first half, he did keep up, with Saranch's pace, and sometimes, if you could argue that he was certainly better at what he was doing. And the kind of anticipations, the speculations we did have for this tie to be really, really close, did turn out true. And now, as Saranch is done with his game, he can have his fair share of the Coca-Cola, and even same goes for Sagnik. But Naveen, he seems to have gotten an attachment to his own can, right? I think it must be his second one for the evening. And you've got unlimited supply, so dig in, lads.
Yeah, and now it's about. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Naveen had lost his game in the first tie. If I'm correct, yeah.
Yes.
Varsi, of course, came very close to losing. So I think Naveen over here has a point that he needs to prove. He needs to, obviously, he's in with one of the best players in the country in the same team. And of course, there's going to be that rivalry to obviously get better and bring himself to that level. Because let's not forget, if they win the tournament, they still have to play against each other to decide who goes to the FIFA Global Series. So you want to be, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But in this case, your friend and your enemy is actually the same person.
Yes, and the moment, even like of course, Chennai FC, one of the biggest contenders to be winning the eISL because of the sheer roster that they have. And these two lads know they're going to be brothers for the next 4 months and even beyond that. But at some point, someone has to stab the other. And well, this is something that would not be a shocker. It has been announced. We've already given the disclaimer, right? Whoever wins the eISL, the duo, they are going to be clashing off in a 1v1 to decide who represents India at the FGS. That's the biggest that the FIFA world has to offer, and they get a direct shot at it. So it's huge. We've been talking about the chances, and finally, it's there for India, making it big on the global map. And I think Saransh being at the forefront of it all, I think we could ask for no less, right? But then again, the counterparts, the show is still not over, right? Because if someone can, get the table turned, it is definitely going to be Varsi. He has done that against a pretty aggressive Bindratej, and he's pulled off those last-minute clutches. But against Naveen, who was fairly nervous the first time he came into the playing fields, but this time I think he looks way too much composed. I see positive vibes radiating out of his body, and these laughters. This clearly says that he's got no jitters.
Yeah, I mean, like, we'll probably get to see if he's actually nervous if he goes one goal down. But it's always about getting that first game completely out of the way, and especially that first loss out of the way. That it really hurts the first one, and I'm sure that's why it's going to be hurting for Sagnik as well, because it's not a nice feeling. You just want to shake it off. You just immediately want to go and play, the next game. And it's one of those typical things, particularly in FIFA, especially you're on a run playing division rivals or foot champs or a championship weekend, and you're on a bad run of form. You just sort of keep going into that next game immediately to break that streak, and that's what Naveen will be feeling over here as well.
Oh, definitely. And I'm really keen to see what other personnels that they're going to be deploying on the field right now. Because we've seen some interesting switchovers from Saranch. The substitutes even made by Shagnik and Saranch, both at the last moments. And indeed, the winner did come out of that for Saranch, of course. And here he goes. The teaching classes back at it again. And
Yes.
yeah, we've got quite a lot of teachers who can be potentially really good coaches, and Saranch is no less than Lokmanya.
Yeah, and now it's about Varsi. I think you can see he's just very focused with just a little bit of deep breathing, composing himself, making sure the jersey doesn't have any wrinkles for the camera. And yeah, can't wait till these boys kick off. I don't know. I think we saw 2-1 over there. It was very low scoring by the standards that we've seen in this tournament. I get the feeling that Varsi is the kind of guy who likes a high scoring game. He is if I'm not wrong, I was reading it up a little bit about him. He's studying his BCA, Bachelor of Computer Applications. But now is the time to find out Bachelor of Computer Applications ka pata nahi, but is he a master of this PlayStation application called FIFA 22?
I think he certainly can be. I mean, the kind of prowess that he's shown, right? Keeping himself calm even at situations as such. And, even when I was taking my classes from Lokmanya, and he pretty much mentioned, right? He is a silent assassin. You do not see Varsi coming from miles afar. And it was quite pretty well reflected in his encounter against Bindratej, right? The way Bindratej started off, we thought he's absolutely going to crush this lad. And we were like just wondering for a moment that maybe he's few consolation goals, but this lad goes on to win that tie. And the next and the same night, I get on a call with Lukman. You said, I mean, I knew that's gonna happen because come on, Warsi's got that better LAN experience, and well, it does matter, right? There are really good players, in the world of esports, not just in FIFA, even outside of FIFA. You talk about the other FPS titles or something. You've got a few teams who play really well online, but suddenly when it comes down to LAN, they kind of tend to just wet their pants a little bit, and it's understandable, right? It's those few little early days where you are definitely feeling the heat of it. You're not used to, you're playing from a different place altogether, not at your own comfort zone. So they definitely need some tuning, right, to get themselves at their very best. And I feel, after playing that first series, both these players are really comfortable at this moment. We're just waiting for the match to get started right away and witness the action firsthand.
Yeah, and again, you see a lot of smiling and laughing between the Bengaluru FC boys. I think they've looked from day one like they really get along with each other very well. And let's see now what Varsi can do. I think the pressure obviously is on, not as much as it could have been for instance, ATKMB in the last game, because of course Bengaluru has won the first game that they've played. But now it's about leveling the series and taking this down to that final co-op game that we will see in 15 or 20 minutes time.
Oh, I think finally, they have taken out their weapons, their consoles that they're holding on their hands, and this is time for kickoff as we are finally inside the game once again. The second matchup of this tie is online. Bengaluru FC going up against Chennai FC.
And, Naveen using, I think he's gone back to his regular meta. There's no Laurent Blanc, there's no players playing outside of their regular positions. He's just gone for the absolute standard meta that we've seen everyone using, 4 at the back with Hernandez, Maldini, Marquinhos and Cafu, for a midfield of Gullit and Vieira. Usually that's the only variation you see there is Vieira or Zidane, and of course the fearsome threesome up top of Ronaldo Nazario, Pele and Eusebio.
Oh yes, and as long as these players are still broken, I don't think we're going to see some other new faces, right? And they were the best in the game during the time, and you would definitely argue they still are. And right now, the way things have started off, we've got to make it about the one who controls the players in the world of FIFA. You might have the best player, but
and wait, as we see, oh yes, it's in. Naveen has taken the lead very early on, and it looks like Varsi needs to stage another comeback, but Naveen has not given Varsi a kick of the ball yet. I think since the game started, he's just hogged possession completely, just moved him from side to side for a good 9, almost 10 minutes in game. And now Varsi needs to finally get control of the ball and see if he can do something.
Yeah, and this is not the first time it has happened, right, to Varsi. He's sort of been in these situations before. But what has happened really first time is for the boys from Chennai and FC, Naveen, that little confidence surge that we are witnessing. And I think it's going to get even higher from around here. You step in the first 10 minutes, you score a goal, and that is when you are exhilarated. You're starting to feel that adrenaline pumping through your body. And this is where all that Coca-Cola is going to pay off.
And let's see, I think we've seen Varsi make a couple of tactical changes right now, immediately after that last goal. Clearly he spotted something, a gap that needs to be filled, or maybe he wants to move his defensive line higher or lower, or maybe change his defensive width. But finally he gets control of the ball and gives it up away. So hopefully he has to wait less than 10 minutes to see the ball again. And Naveen is in the mood to keep the ball. He's in no mood to share it with anybody. He's like, भाई ये मेरा बॉल है, मैं ही खेलने वाला हूँ और मैं जीत के ये बॉल लेके घर जाऊँगा. That's basically what his entire plan is.
Azim, this is sort of the semblances of what we've seen Saranj do, right? If you remember the first encounter, he used to hawk the ball pretty much for quite some time, and I think Naveen has taken a page from his book, and that has been fairly working out really well for him as he builds up another attack of his own.
Yeah, and just that ball is sticking to his feet. Even when he's misplacing passes, they're just rebounding back to him. Not giving, I think if that possession stat pops up now, it's going to be like 90-10 or something. Oh, he's blocked that beautifully. Wow. Oh my goodness. Naveen absolutely bringing it. Even Varsi has to just smile as he does the sorry celebration with Eusebio, because that was just, what he did over there was just vicious. Just absolutely, if we watch the replay over here, look at that close control. Just waltzed through 2 defenders with Eusebio, and now it's a really hard way back, because I mean Varsi has to make every attack count now, because once he loses the ball, he doesn't see it, and exactly as I said, he's not seen the ball for another 10 minutes, and he's kept the ball for a good 7-8 game minutes, and just eventually walked it in, and it's great to see Naveen really dominating. But Varsi has his work massively cut out now. And he's got his way through and saved. Is that saved? That is incredible.
Wow. Naveen just so good. I mean, but again, props to Warsi. He created this chance, but as we are so fearful
Okay,
of
now it's
Naveen's
one
attack
on
right
one.
now.
Now it's 1-on-1. And he's in with Mbappe. Surely he's going to score this. He should go for the chip. He does! And it's 3. It is 3. And Varsi, well, he's been in this position before. Is he going to make a habit out of coming back from 3 goals down? Let's see. It's going to be very difficult. I mean, the encouragement that he can maybe take is that he has created one very clear opportunity for himself as well. So he does know how to get in behind the Chennai FC defense. But this is a seriously uphill task for him.
Oh, it's going to be, really momentous right at this point because, the way Naveen has been playing, I think we're completely witnessing a different Naveen today, right? Like we were talking about that confidence surge, it looks evident on how he's been playing, has been well reflected with the shots he's been taking. He's been so clinical, 3 shots taken, 3 goals going in, but this time it's going to be Varsi, trying to, get things going in his court for some time, but again has been snatched away.
And you can see again he's playing a high line, obviously, is Vasi, but that's leaving him very exposed to the counter attack now because he's obviously playing a high line because he wants to get the ball. As we see another shot, this time saved. And, okay, I think he went for a flare shot or a bicycle kick over there.
Yeah.
But for the moment, it's a very, very hard situation for Varsi to be in because the moment he loses the ball, he has to immediately try to win it back because Naveen is not giving it back to him anytime soon. And because he has to keep pressing that high, because he has to keep losing his defensive shape, Naveen has the entire freedom of the pitch to counter attack with. So really, really difficult for Varsi at this point.
Yeah, I mean, now we've got Saransh being that teacher, in high school. No matter if the kid scores 95%, he's like, beta, you can get 98, you can do better than this. So that is the kind of an approach that the boys from Chennai and FC are having. And, this is why we are telling that they're one of the strongest contenders of winning the eISL. Another chance probably being
that's
built
beautifully
up.
worked. That's another elastic.
God!
That could have been possibly the goal of the season over there so far because he went for that far post, just did not get enough curl on the ball. Maybe could have tried a finesse shot in that situation, but he is really, really looking super confident. And I don't think Varsi is just having a very off day today. Like this game has felt like he's lost it within the first 20 minutes because the way Naveen has set up to play today is that he just wants to keep the ball as much as he can, and he's doing an excellent job of it. It's one thing to want to keep the ball and the other to execute it. And over there, I think was Naveen could not believe the amount of space he had. And this time Varsi gets away with it. But Varsi, I think he needs halftime to come desperately. He needs to, if he could get to halftime at 3-1, that would be some consolation. And he just might because that's a great ball in behind with Pele. He goes around. Oh no, he tried the time finish. It did not work. Didn't have the composure there. He just should have gone just the way Naveen did earlier. Go for that chip, and now it's end to end. It's like a basketball match happening right here. And this could be lights out. And it is. I think that's good night. I think there's no way back for Varsi over here. I mean, he's done coming back from 3 goals down, but 4 goals, my God, that's going to be hard.
This is high school bullying, right? Right in front of what we can see, the way Naveen has been playing around with Varsi's minds. He's been looking flawless. He's trying to find some gaps, find some openings in Naveen's gameplay, Varsi, but he's not been succeeding at that. And it's going to be so much tougher than Bindratej again. We do know if someone could stage a comeback, that is of course Varsi. I'm not gonna count him out from this game right about now because I know second half is where he starts getting deadly, but he's not accustomed to such a start, so going up against such a formidable opponent as Naveen, and he's got no answers so far. Like you said, I completely agree with you. He could have done better with a chip shot rather than just trying to fake it out with the goalkeeper. But again, the pressure I think is really getting onto him, Azim, over there.
And I think in the last game as well, I think with Bindratej was in complete control until he made a very uncharacteristic mistake, and that just somehow woke up Varsi, and he was like, "Hang on, okay, I got this." So now for Naveen, the most important thing as we go into halftime is that he just does not overcomplicate it. He needs to approach this game exactly the way he's been approaching it right now. You don't think about, I'm going to set up shop and not try to score goals, because this is what happens in FIFA. The moment you say कि नहीं चलो हो गया, मैं बस अभी defend करने वाला हूँ, that is the moment the opposition starts to get impetus. So attack is the best form of defense. Keep going, and I mean, if he keeps going the way he is, we could be seeing an absolute demolition by the end of the 90 minutes.
Oh, yes, definitely agreed with you. And considering the kind of a goal difference that he's been maintaining, if he can get a couple more, I think that's going to be a new record set in eISL, the highest goal margin possibly, going in for Naveen. And I'm pretty, to be honest, he's been playing so good. Some might, even say that he's got some better FIFA over here, than Saransh. Of course, I do not know how he would fare off against Sharknik, but this is not the end of the lines over here. They still have one more game to go, the most interesting co-op battle. But then we have the second half, going on way, and things haven't been looking so good again for Bengaluru FC, because Varsi is struggling for possession.
Yeah, and it's very, very hard to get the ball off the opposition, particularly because the team pressing is always limited now. So then, if you want to counter that, you have to then go into your tactic settings. You have to keep your pressing style to constant pressure, and then because of that, you start to lose a lot of stamina on your players, which means then you have to make a lot more substitutions. A lot of your key players will be less effective. But Varsi has worked this well. He really, really needs a goal with this move. And it's just, nope, Naveen shuts the door. Not happening today. And now on the counter-attack, you can see that Varsi has now added his fullbacks to the attacking lineup as well. So now it's basically just two players defending, and that's just... you can run riot if you are on the counter-attack in that situation.
Yeah, I think this is starting to look a little bit on that side, where we can safely assume that Naveen, he's done the majority of the heavy lifting in the first half. Now he can try to hog the ball a little bit, just pass it around, try to keep the ball in his court for the majority time as possible. Because look at him, he's also setting up these attacks so beautiful.
Yeah, he's basically setting out, and we saw Saransh do this in his first game as well, where you basically just sit and try to... He did this against KT Tulao even when he had a small lead, where he just tried to keep the ball, just frustrate the opponent, make them press and lose their shape to try and win the ball back, because they're desperate to win the ball back. They need the ball to score that goal. And that's pretty much what Naveen is doing. It's you could call it sort of games management at this point, where just keep the ball and you get the job done. There's nothing else to it.
Oh, definitely. And here we have, again, Varsi trying to build up this attack slowly but surely. He's going to make a few plays around the right wing. I could see a player, trying to get the ball. But now back and forth, flurry of passes. This is really well worked here.
Oh, that's well worked. This should be a goal. Oh my goodness, he's put it wide. It's very, very unlucky. He worked the opening really, really well. And I think if that had gone in, maybe a seed of doubt for Naveen. But as we're crossing, we will cross the 70-minute mark very soon. After that, 4 goals in 20 game minutes, it's like you're pretty much hoping for a goal with every attack at that point, with also your opponent not keeping the ball. So very, very difficult for Varsi to pull this off.
This was the moment where, Varsi started to pull off a comeback against Bindratej, but hasn't really been the case against Naveen this time, the way, he's been holding Varsi off. Now, look at him just playing around. He's got all chills. He's pretty fine. He looks pretty stable, and he's not just doing this. At the same time, he's figuring out his next move. He's figuring out his from where, or rather which side he's gonna bring up that attack from. And just when we were thinking, he's just trying to ball hog, he started off with an attack of his own, and he's doing that for quite some time. And Varsi is having a really tough time dealing with that.
Yeah, that was a great turn. I think a bit of a foul. No, I think referee also being a little sympathetic to RC's cause, saying चलो ठीक है यार ये वाला नहीं देना foul. You tried to score a goal, and now on the flank getting Theo Hernandez forward, a very rare sight to see unless you're really desperately chasing a goal. And can they do something with this? Nope. The defense very solid, but given back somehow keeps it well kept over there. And now it's all about finding that opening, and he has found it. But the defense from Naveen, excellent. Like, this has been a complete performance from Naveen. He's been absolutely dominant from start to finish.
Oh, 100% complete package that Naveen is, and this is what we were looking for. This is what we were waiting for, and I think the nerves and in fact I believe it's has to be all that Coca-Cola that he'd been chugging all the while. That has certainly been making the difference over here, and Varsi, he's still not completely shattered, right? He understands that he's having a bad day at the office today, but he still has one more game to play, and he cannot have this game reflect the results of the next one that is gonna come, which is gonna be so much more tougher.
Yeah, and I mean, this game is pretty much done. I think now he just needs to go through the motions just a little bit, see if he can get one goal back, just to get a little bit of momentum, get a little bit of pride back. Going for a long cross, but unfortunately straight to the opponent, but gets it back, and this is well worked. And that's beautifully worked over there. But now on the counter attack, it's going to be he's got the ball through. If he can play it now, it does play it, but just slightly under hit, or otherwise that was 5-0. And I mean, it is game over pretty much right now, but that would have really rubber stamped it.
Oh yes, and even adding salt to his wounds over there, his defense has been flawless.
That's a
great
finish.
Finally,
that's a great finish, but a little too late. He needed this goal at around the 55-60 minute mark, and 4-1. I mean, probably a fair reflection, of what's happened in the game. But as we see again now, Naveen just coming back in, just adding more pain to Varsi's life as he wins the ball back, but can't keep it against the throw.
Yeah, and in those last few minutes, I mean, we really felt that it could have been flawless, but it was certainly not the case over here. A little bit slip up from Naveen's side.
This could be 5. He is using that very well. Although on the counter attack now, Varsi, can he make this count while Naveen's guard is down a little bit? That's an excellent through ball to find Pele. Now it's about beating his man one-on-one, and he can't do that. Naveen has been defensively exceptional also in this game. Like, his positioning, his one-on-ones have been great. And Varsi I think he'll be happy just to get 4-2 out of this, if anything, because he's been completely outplayed today.
Oh, certainly, 100%. Could not agree with you more on that. But there you have it. The final whistle being blown off, and Chennai FC securing yet another convincing win this time. And I mean, the first one was so close, and this one was really decisive. And he knew in the first half itself, that he's got this game in the bag, and that is definitely not gonna stop Naveen from chugging a few more from that can of his. And I think that certainly has been the secret, right? The confidence that has been bolstered up within him, and he's been looking so promising, so phenomenal. It's going to be so tough for the boys from Bengaluru FC to defend against the kind of an attack and a kind of a rock solid defense from Chennai FC. But here we have, the league stage match number 6, game 2, 4-1 in the favor of Naveen, and the boys, in fact the club owners of Chennai FC, they're going to be elated with the scoreline they're going to see. Again, a 3 points confirmed for them.
Yeah, and that's 3 points done, 2 games in the bag. But now the fight is again for a little bit of pride, and obviously Bengaluru FC will want to get that additional 1 point from the co-op game, because it could come to a goal difference, or games difference, so to speak, when it comes to the tiebreaker, which is of course the first tiebreaker, and then we go to goal difference if that is also the same. So still lots to play for them. They will be a bit demoralized. I mean, they're in the same situation that ATK MB were when they faced them, right?
Yeah.
Not like feeling a little demoralized. One very crushing victory and one very close clutch victory right at the end. But this goal that we're seeing on screen over there, that was just beautiful. So was the next one, which came using Mbappe. Couple of big chances created. This one was the little chip that he went for. Perfectly timed, perfectly executed, and the traditional Kylian Mbappe celebration. And over here as well, using Ronaldo. And this one, unfortunate though, was saved by the keeper. And few chances. I mean, Varsi did create in that game, just couldn't put them away when it counted.
Yeah, he was just not clinical, right? Towards the end. However, he did score though. But again, I think he hasn't been rattled yet because he still knows, right? Every play, you might be the greatest a FIFA player or maybe the esports player of all time, but you still have those bad days. And I think I must count this as one because I've seen Varsi on better occasions, performing way better than what he did. And I mean he wasn't shabby today either. It was just that Naveen was so very good, right? The goals that he scored, I mean, a few of them, we could not just believe our eyes what we did see, and the kind of chances that he was creating. And I think heading into this final showdown, the co-op battle between these two lads, this is where you're starting to feel that it's going to be heavily stacked up in Chennai FC's favor, and that is exactly what they want to do because Saransh does not settle for anything less than a crushing victory, right? He's that kind of a player. He's got that mindset. But again, the boys are opposite to them. They're not gonna go back without putting up a fight, and I really like their teamwork, their synergy. They've been like a band of brothers, always talking it out. And there hasn't been any sort of negative vibes around it, right? They lost a match, they're focused than ever. They know that they've still got a momentous task right ahead of them. So they're here to win.
Yeah, and as we see everyone moving their chairs slightly forward, I think that means that we are moving slightly closer to kickoff. But yeah, they need to try and get that win for this game. It's going to be difficult because, I mean, if I'm being honest, Saransh in his first two games, by his standards, he's kind of scraped through. He hasn't been dominating the way that we know he can. Doing those crazy skill moves, just toying with the opposition, scoring those insane goals that you can do nothing about. So Saransh himself is just easing into the competition, and if he's playing like this when he's not at the top of his game, I mean, watch out for when it starts to click for him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's just hiding the beast that is sleeping inside of his body because I have seen him in countless finals of tournaments, right? He's just so good, and this is barely we're talking about 40% of him being unleashed up until now. Imagine him going, breaking past his own limits, because that is exactly what this tournament is all about. When you know that the winner gets 15 lakhs and plus a chance to represent your country for the FGS. I mean, this is where it pushes you to go past of what you've done best before now. And again, he's definitely a suitable candidate to represent our country, and he's done that in the past, and he's brought laurels. But this time, when the stakes are higher than ever before, he's not going to disappoint anybody, would he?
Yeah, no, he's not, and he's also quite definitely in contention for that MVP prize because he's got 2 wins out of 2 so far. And the extra 4L that you could be taking home to the bank. So plenty to play for him, and I think he'll want to start sticking his elbows out, start getting a little bit more dominant in the games to come, because Sagnik was one of the toughest opponents that he was going to face, along with Lokmanu and maybe you could say V Sharma as well. So he's off to a great start to his tournament. He doesn't look like it, but I'm sure he's enjoying himself all throughout. Usually a very sweet, smiling fellow, but when he has his game face on, he's just, as we see, a little smile breaking over there.
Yeah, the little bit for light breezer for these lads, and constant rubbing his hands with his right eye. I mean, few tips that all the aspiring players can get, because when you tend to get into such heated up environments, you start getting sweaty, and there you have it, right? The game finally kicking off. Bengaluru FC for one last time in the evening, eyeing out for one victory, so that they can go with their heads held up high. But Chennai FC, they do not want to let that happen. They've got their swords and shields ready to chop their heads off. But let's see if they can keep themselves up in this game or not.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we did see in the last game as well, Saransh and Naveen struggled a little bit in co-op. If I'm not correct, the ATK boys
Right.
ended up winning the co-op game against Saransh and Naveen. So let's see if that weakness continues, because they've gone in nicely behind the Chennai FC boys. Great close control, little bridge over there, trying to bulldoze his way through using Ronaldo Nazario, and still the ball sticks for him. So it just feels like it's just that day, as the ball is passed straight back to them. That ball looks like it has a magnet that just attracts Chennai FC players.
Yeah, I mean the ball is scarlet white, and so is their jerseys. So that little bit of an affinity being definitely visible. But again, Azim, times have changed, to be honest. Last time it was an edging victory for the boys from Chennai FC, but this time they want to make it decisive, and they've built up a pretty good attack.
Yeah, that was a lovely through ball down the flanks, and yeah, they're taking their time. They're not rushing the move at all, and just as I say it, he rushes it. But now he's got Mbappe, he's got Pele on the edge of the box. He's got two defenders to deal with, and well, one of them gets the job done, and it is a corner to Chennai FC.
Oh yes, it is, and we yet to see. Pele is gonna take the kick. It's gonna be a cross. Oh, there you go, the long ball. But again, Donnarumma anticipating it. He's gonna go for a long shot, but
It was
no
a
one
bit
on the other
over
side.
ambitious with
Yeah.
that pass over there, and yeah, I mean, it is tempting to do that when you're playing in co-op, because you can control that last man and just go sprinting, and maybe that ball sticks. But very rare that it actually happens. But for now, I think Bengaluru FC will be happy that it's been 16 in-game minutes and they are still level. So, I mean, as long as they are not already down, because we saw in the game between Vasi and Naveen that by this time he was pretty much 2 goals down and dead and buried. So, important for Bengaluru FC to get that first goal. And it does look like they might get it. Oh, just overplayed it over there. Had the opportunity opening for him, but again, preempting that a defender would be there when he wasn't. And he unfortunately gives the ball away, and then possession comes over.
Yeah, but again, still we must say that it's been a really good showdown between these 4 men playing it out, because it has been even Stevens all along, and I think Bengaluru FC have been doing a pretty good job at keeping Chennai FC at bay, considering what just happened in the last match, and now they're on the attacking side, but still, Saranch and Naveen combined, they're not giving that opening for the boys from Bengaluru FC to try and possibly score an early one.
Yeah, I mean, it also could be a case of, I think at some points Bengaluru FC, maybe they are trying a little too hard, getting into a good position and then sort of almost self-sabotaging themselves when they can do the simpler thing, when they just trust their instincts. And that does tend to happen when you've been on the end of 2 back-to-back defeats. Your confidence does take a little bit of a hit. You start questioning your instincts and questioning what you're about to do. And as you see, again, just overplaying that completely at the back, and they've given it away. And now, well, they are compact in defense, but the form that Naveen and Saransh are in, it's going to be very hard to keep them out.
Oh, definitely. And, even adding up. But this time, I really feel that, the boys from Bengaluru FC, they've recollected themselves up, and this could what be a really promising start to this particular game. Some really nice build-ups, but there you go, just not getting enough room, not getting enough opening. But Ronaldo certainly did up until the point he got it.
And again, no, he's given it back, and there the ball roll, and now it's about finding Pele and getting that return pass back. Is he going to do that? No, decides to go wide to Mbappe instead. Lovely using, very interesting that they're using Laurent Blanc in midfield. So clearly some different tactical thinking being employed by Saransh over there. And that's a great through ball played in behind defense. Now, can they utilize the space that they've got? Going for a shot, very ambitious over there, and being hounded down over there by I believe it's Saransh and in the red and Naveen in the blue cursor as he runs in behind again. They're getting both teams loving that ball over the top, and that should be a goal. It is a goal. It's a clinical counter attack. And the boys from Chennai and FC are absolutely banging them in today.
Oh, definitely. And you know, again, this particular game, this particular goal, that was this had to come down to trust, right? He exactly knew he's going to pass him over, and he was at the right spot to score it. Being so clinical with that finish, he knew that's gonna go past the net the moment he hit that. But that being said, getting into the first half time, finally the deadlock has been broken. Chennai and FC taking a slight lead over Bengaluru FC, and that's not happening for the first time in the evening of the two matches that we did see before this last epic showdown between these two titans.
Again, the ball in behind is working very, very well for them. And they're looking so comfortable on the ball between the two of them. He has the opening for the shot, decides to take it, well saved. A little bit of pinball in the box over there. Did have the opportunity to pass to his teammate, but decided to wait half a beat and take the shot himself. But for Bengaluru now, it's vital that they get that goal, because it's just already an uphill task for them. And they need something to give them that little ray of hope, because, saved by the halftime whistle over there, because that was another really nice ball in behind. And the Bengaluru FC boys not entirely feeling it today. They're caught in a little bit of discussion, not the same laughing, smiling, of course, that we've seen earlier in the tournament, because this is a much more different dynamic. But in contrast to Naveen, who is always smiling, always seems to play with a smile on his face, and Saransh smiles only after and before matches, never during.
Never during. He is so focused right now. But Bengaluru FC, they knew they were playing with fire, right? They knew that it's going to be a tough one, and they tried. I must say, we cannot just rule out that they were just being sloppy. They were good, but it's just that Chennai and FC were way better, right? In terms of their reads, in terms of their preps, they certainly have seemed to have done their homework, as we do have the second half finally breaking out. And this is the last half that we're going to witness for the evening. And this is where, it's just that one goal separating Bengaluru FC and Chennai FC. And maybe Bengaluru FC might come up with a comeback, but seems unlikely with this plan.
Yeah, and it looks like was very close to being another goal over there. You can see the boys from Chennai and FC just having a bit of a laugh over there. I think they knew that was a very good chance to score. And for now, it looks like they're going for the short corner. I'm always surprised that people don't go more for the cross when you're playing in co-op, because it's much easier to coordinate and actually find space for a header. But let's see. I mean, what do I know? It's not like I'm a professional football player. So we'll see what these guys can do. Bengaluru FC finally finding some openings, but not able to capitalize. Again, overexposed on defense. He does have the ball over the top. He has picked it out perfectly. He should go for the chip. He does, but just over the crossbar, unfortunately for them. Otherwise, that was another clinical counter-attack.
Hey, I mean, Azim, Harsha Bhogle never played professional cricket, right? So still a legend in the game of cricket. What a beautiful commentator. And you never know. Maybe we could just ask Saransh if that's a really viable strategy in a co-op mode. Maybe he's got that figured out, considering they've already won this game. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a chat with him. But for now, for what, as things stand, really, again, Chennai and FC keeping up the pressure that they've been trying to do right from the start of this game. And they have been doing this all along. And Bengaluru FC, it has somehow, felt like they've been trying to, go with the catch-up game, right? They're just trying to, not concede a lot of goals, but they've really been at the best of their plays right now. Again, Chennai and FC almost had a chance, but Bengaluru FC, they're being really
Yeah, they have the
good on
opportunity for the
defense,
ball in behind over there, but the physicality of Vieira in defense, making sure that nothing else is happening. I mean, it does, like Chennai and FC have been so dominant in this game that you forget that actually the score is still just 1-0. I mean, it's just one goal and Bengaluru will be back in it. But it almost feels like they're up by a couple of goals or more with the confidence that they're playing.
Really good build up this time. It certainly could be something, but no. But the threat hasn't, passed away, because Bengaluru FC at this point, they're looking desperate, right? They're looking desperate to have a grasp at some sort of possession, and this sort of a calmness, being displayed by Chennai and FC. They're not panicking. They're not, shouting. They're not screaming. They're not, as exhilarated as you could, see the likes of Kerala Blasters FC, where Lokmanu being very vocal, when he celebrates, when everything happens, but they're very laid back. They know they've pretty much done all that hard work over there in those first two games. Now they're just starting to enjoy themselves. This is a perfect time, where they could really work their partnership up. That there's always scope for improvement, and going up against formidable opponents like Varsi and Sagnik, and I think this is a perfect time to try and practice a few different stuff.
Yeah, and we can see, I think, another go-to substitution for Saranch. He brings on his favored Frankie de Jong and Ginola as well. But Bengaluru, I mean, all said and done, it is just a one-goal difference, and a very good through ball played through, and very well worked. Unfortunately, not in the corner, saved by the keeper, but a chance. Surely he has to shoot, and decides not to. That's very, very strange.
Oh, I mean, at this point, look at, they're trying to shoot every single chance that they're getting inside of that D box over
Think
here.
he might
But
be
this is
offside.
it.
No, he's not. He's stayed on, ball rolled, sidestepped the keeper. And yeah, I think this is a proper reflection of the game. A hard sign from Ronaldo. And yeah, I think this game and this tie, you can say now, is officially over, because the boys from Bengaluru, they've tried hard. I mean, they haven't played badly. But Chennai and FC has been on a completely different planet today.
Definitely. I think that could be the final nail in the coffin, right? What better way than just to outplay the last man of defense over there, beating the goalkeeper and then scoring it. This is where, even the greats lose their nerves, but, they held on to it. They knew exactly what they wanted to, the intention behind it, and the way they, finished it off. The conviction was there. It was, I think, a flawless day, I must say, for Chennai and FC, but Bengaluru FC trying to still edge one goal passed out, but seems very unlikely.
I mean, one goal, they do well, if I'm being honest, to score one goal. Again, you see Pele making that run up the middle. I mean, up down the side, he has Eusebio in the middle along with him. And now I think, Saranch is just taking his time to toy with him a little bit. A few flicks and tricks on the side. As the centre half goes running into an offside position, a bit of a reach from the game over there. I think a run was triggered to the wrong player. And now again, Saranch, lovely little step over. Oh, this could be a great goal if it goes in. Unlucky for him. And Bengaluru now, hopefully for them, can find one on the counter attack. Will he bring the keeper out? He does, and to good effect, because Bengaluru it's just not their day. It is not happening for them today. Every key moment has just gone the other way for them, and you just gotta just treat it as a bad day, shake it off, and move on to the next game now. There's nothing else that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, did you feel that he could have scored a goal, maybe if it was a chip shot?
He could have chipped it. I think the only thing going against him was the fact that the ball was dropping, and especially when it's on a half volley, when it just bounces in front of you, that chip, the reliability of the chip is much lower. So we see the corner there taken with a cross and collected fairly easily by Donnarumma. And now, they're taking their time, chilling, running around the box, and should see a ball played down the line. No, they decide to go back. They're going to take their time, wind the clock down, just frustrate the Bengaluru FC boys even more. I mean, Bengaluru boys could just put their controllers down at this point, because these guys are, again, going for the chip. no, not going for the chip, going for the cross instead, and yeah, now it's just punishment for Bengaluru FC. I think if you were playing this kind of a game online, your opposition would have rage quit 5 minutes ago.
But you're still just showing that sportsmanship, right?
Yeah, of course.
At this point, they know they've been read perfectly, and they know where their mistakes lie. I'm pretty sure the next time they go off against each other, things are going to be different, because from what I've learned from how Bengaluru FC have do know how to bounce back. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some tough time.
What a pass that
tonight.
is!
But yeah, it was a good pass. But again, up for it.
For a throw, and that should be that. The final whistle goes and caps off a completely dominant tie for Chennai and FC. I don't think we were expecting this to be this one-sided when this stream started, but yeah, they've shown the caliber. They've shown the reason why we've looked at them as favorites from the early going, and yeah, very, very good day for everyone associated with Chennai and FC.
Yeah, and finally, the man smiles, right? He's happy with how his day went at the office, and he's really gonna feel himself. And again, we've been talking about Naveen's secret. It's that Coca-Cola that he's been chugging all along, ensuring that victory. And for all the other players that are watching out, you know where the secret lies. You need to deny him from that, but there you go. A 3-0, crushing victory again for Chennai and FC, and they have managed to secure the series 3-0, and they have also earned those 3 coveted points that they deserve, because last time they did manage to get those 3 points, but again it was one game slipping by for Naveen. But this time, boy oh boy, he was so good. I think he certainly could just be my MVP of this series, the way he's been playing. Nothing taken away from Saransh.
Oh yeah, for this one, I think Naveen, the control that he displayed and just the brutality almost in the way that he was playing, where he was not giving Varsi a chance, a sniff of the ball at all.
Yeah.
Varsi did have maybe 1 or 2 small opportunities which could have gone his way or not, but Naveen was on a different planet today. I think he's really bounced back from his loss against KT Dillon in the first game. But yeah, he's looked great today, and definitely the MVP of the day.
Oh, yes, indeed he is. Without any doubt, the kind of a performance that he showed, the elevation from the first day and now, I think we do see a drastic improvement, and that is exactly what the club owners are gonna enjoy, and all their fans as well. What a right time for these boys to finally step it up against they're maybe considerable finalists that they've got to go against. But now let's take a look at the scorecard and find for ourselves the final ultimatum, where we finally have a result in front of us, and where it's officially declared. There you go, 3 points earned into the pockets of Chennai and FC, and boy oh boy, this derby definitely goes to Chennai.
Yeah, and you can see pretty much 9 goals scored against 2. So you can see the huge disparity between the 2 sets of players today. And obviously it doesn't reflect on their talent and ability, because we've seen what Sagnik and Varsi are capable of. But just not their day today. I think they're going to have, they've had far better days, and they will have far better days than they have today. But just a bad day at the office. Shake it off, just chill out, go out, have some pizza tonight, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's some more FIFA. What could a gamer possibly want? And yeah, like we have both been discussing, right? They're not, none less than these lads. It was just that Chennai and FC were way too better today in the way they were displaying, and of course the wildcard had to be Naveen. The kind of prowess that he showed, the clinic. He was keeping his nerves calm at the same time, constantly keeping Varsi under tremendous pressure, right? And words cannot explain what Varsi was really going through, right? But now, for a moment, let's take a look at a few statistics in front of us and take a look at the top 4 goal scorers of day number 3 that we've got. We've got Bindratej. All right, so this is overall over here after day number 3. We've got Bindratej still leading the goal tally over here with 7 goals. Then we've got Varsi, no less but no far behind. He's got seven
Yeah.
of his own. Katie Dillon and Naveen, they've been doing fairly well as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Vinatej and Varsi, I mean, they scored 5 and 6 goals against each other, so no surprise that they're up there. And Katie Dillon had an excellent game today as well. Unfortunate for the 80K boys because we know they're a very good attacking unit. It's just the defense where it's been a bit of a problem for them.
Well, now I think it's time, it's time to talk to the man of the hour, Saransh Jain, in an exclusive interview with us, and was apparently elated, but still, we're waiting for that smile to pop up. There he goes. Congratulations on a tremendous day, buddy. I'm pretty sure the first evening we met, you were not satisfied with the win, but certainly today I can say that you are feeling yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Like yesterday, like day before was a bad day for me, honestly. Like somehow I edged the win. Like not like I didn't today. I mean, Naveen was extraordinary today. Like he was, like you said, on a different level. I mean, he gave me a lot of confidence going into the third game, and like I said, like I think I've been pretty average offensively. I think I'm doing okay defensively, but there are things we need to still work on and hopefully like get better as the tournament progresses.
Yeah, Saransh, so I've seen how difficult was your game against Sagnik today because it looked like he was also very, very solid defensively. Both of you all defensively were really, really good, and then that clutch play right at the end to get the goal. So, how are you feeling through that game?
Like, I mean, we've played against each other multiple times, Sagnik and I. We've been competing for a while, and I was really excited to play him at LAN after like we played against each other after like 2 years at LAN, and
Ah.
I knew it was going to be a tough game, and like one of us going to edge it towards the end. We're really great friends as well, so I mean, it was fun, right? And I'm looking forward to more games.
Saransh, at this point, I've got to ask you. I've seen you in multiple tournaments, even before eISL, and I'm pretty sure you're still hiding a few tricks up your sleeves because this is where we're talking about 40 to 50%. Of course, that does follow up with another question that you definitely did have a pep talk with Naveen after the first day. He's had a rough time over there, but this today was a tremendous improvement that he's shown. So talk me through all of it now.
I mean, like he's I know he's a great player and he has been a great player for a while. Like he's been competing, like I said, for a while. And I don't know, like not much I said to him, honestly. Like it's all up to him. There's like only the talking I can do, right? The gameplay is up to him, and he turned up today. And I mean, did he turn up, right? That's like an insane performance by him. So mad props to Bangalore as well. Like they're a great squad. I think they're one of the favorites for this tournament, and I mean, bad day for them, honestly, and they're gonna come back stronger, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. Agree with you. But that being said, of course, I'm gonna leave you at it to enjoy this really great victory against one of your toughest rivals, I must say, in the AISL.
Definitely.
And congratulations on such a wonderful show today.
Thank
Take
you so
care,
much,
buddy.
guys. Yep, thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
There you have it. He spilled the beans, or is he? Because I'm pretty sure they've had quite some discussion. It's just, being too naive and not leaking any strats. I think, Azim, that
Yeah.
was it. Because, considering this person loves to win, he's definitely hiding a lot from us.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot more left on the table for Saransh to put in there. And as he slowly eases into the tournament, I think we haven't seen the best of him yet. I think he's going to have that one performance soon where somebody is going to experience the wrath of Saransh Jain. And yeah, everyone will be hoping that it's not them.
That's the day where we're going to be hiding under our table because we can feel that intensity punch through as he starts kicking off. That is how good of a player he is. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with all the matches for the evening, and we're going to be calling it a night, and we're going to meet you tomorrow. So till then, you guys take care and have a good night.